What's up, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube? Boogie298 coming at you live again through the power of the internet. And I've made a video like this in about a year, but I like to do it. It's a yearly tradition. I think a lot of YouTubers don't make videos like this anymore, probably for good reason, but I still want to do it. This is my yearly New Year's resolution video, and I really want to unpack a lot of stuff that I have not put on the channel, that I have not talked about elsewhere. This is going to be a long one, so I recommend you treat it like a podcast. Put on a game, put on a show, and just relax and let this play in the background and listen, because I got a lot to say. But I'll start with some of the most important stuff first. I'll save some important stuff for the last as well. First off, I want to say that I have no clue what the fuck I'm doing. I think that's fairly obvious. I've been trying to figure out what I want to do with my YouTube channel. Do I want to travel and make travel videos? Do I want to do commentary videos? Do I want to talk about trending news? Do I want to go back to talking about gaming? Do I want to do Francis sketches? Like, I don't really know what I want to do with this channel. And for the very longest time, I could upload whatever I wanted to here, and everybody loved it, and that was great. And then YouTube just doesn't seem to work that way anymore, or maybe you guys don't want to work that way anymore. Some of you are here just for these personal set-down videos. Some of you are here for the Francis video. Some of you are here for the gaming stuff. And basically what I've done is I've managed to make a lot of people disappointed because they only get the content that they want from me a fraction of the time. And so in 2022, I want to pick a direction, and I really want to focus on that direction. I think it's going to be like a hybrid of comedy commentary as well as the occasional personal video. I think that seems to be what I most like doing. Commentary, not necessarily about drama or news or things along that lines, but just stuff that I find interesting. Maybe sometimes gaming topics, sometimes maybe not. And really punch these videos up. I mean, actually sit down and write a script. Sit down and write some jokes. Write some bits into it, and actually put some effort into those types of videos. Most of my commentary videos have been off the cup, unscripted, just stuff. And I feel like moving forward, that could probably be the right direction for the channel. But I need your feedback on that. So let me know in the comment section what you think about that. Secondly, I want to say that I believe I've been too hard on myself. I know there's people on the internet who believe I've not been hard enough on myself. But I think I spent a lifetime being really hard on myself. And especially in the last few years, I really tortured myself. You can see that in the way that I behave, and the way that I dress, and the way that I keep my hair and my beard. You can tell that I am just not at a place where I've been very forgiving for myself. And I think that's something that absolutely has to change. I've been beating myself up for stuff you guys don't even know about that happened when I was a child. Things that I just, man, have carried regret and misery for forever. And I really, 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 in 2022, I want to take a lot of that stuff and set it down. And here's something you can relate to. I let my childhood and the early days of my life dictate who I was and my behavior for the entirety of my life. And I'm just kind of over it. I'm just finally, I mean, I should have been over it when I was in my 20s. Most people grow out of it. But here I am at the late stage of 47, and fat guy years, it's like 90. I think I'm just over it. I feel like in the last few months especially, I have discovered that I don't want to be defined by my past. I want to be defined by my present, and hopefully make my future better in the time that I do that. Which leads me to thirdly saying, I'm done talking about my past. Now, there's a caveat to that. Occasionally, I'm going to talk about my PTSD. So occasionally, I'm going to talk about my mental health. Occasionally, I'm going to talk about some of the things that happened in my history. And I still want to be able to do a set-down video or travel back home and do something like that. But what I do mean is I'm done casually mentioning it in videos and on Twitter and elsewhere, specifically the mistakes that I have made in the past. Right? There's plenty of reminders. If you want to know what the mistakes I have made in the past are, I've mentioned them in 100 videos. I've tweeted about them 1,000 times. There's YouTube videos compiling every mistake I have ever made. Some of those are accurate, some are not, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Those things are in the past, and I want to focus again on the present and the future. And those things that those mistakes I made in the past are building blocks to the person that I am today. And you know what? I like me. I'm still really hard on myself, trying not to be, but I like me. I think the person that I am today is a pretty decent person, and I think I can continue to get better and be stronger and be happier. And let's be honest, I haven't really screwed up in over a year and a half, right? Like that incident that happened on my front stoop and the legal troubles that came out about it, that's really made me want to keep my nose clean. There's an occasional dumb tweet, there's the occasional dumb post on Reddit, but for the most part, absolutely no controversies. I haven't said anything dumb. I haven't done anything dumb. Not even something that people can blow out of proportion. Like that's the 90% of the mistakes I've made in the past. They have been me saying something that somebody could blow out of proportion and make a Reddit thread on and make a post on, make a YouTube video out of. Boogie said this, and what he really means is this, not what he said, you know? And I don't know. I'm just done talking about that. Do I think I was treated fairly by a lot of people on YouTube? No. Do I think I was treated fairly by a lot of people on Twitter and Reddit and elsewhere? No, absolutely not. I'm done being angry about it though. I'm done being sad about it, and I'm done talking about it. I just, this I want this to be the last time that I have to bring it up, and I'm going to do my damnedest to not do it. And this is where you come in. If you see me talking about it in a video, I want you to say, Boogie, you promised me, your fan, that you are not going to talk about this anymore. If you see me bringing it up in on Twitter, you say, Boogie, you promised me as a fan, you're not going to talk about this anymore. And I will point out, like, hey, this is me making a documentary. This is me talking about how it affects my current mental health. This is something important. But as for apologizing, as for saying I'm sorry, as for bringing it back up for pity or sympathy or anything like that, we're done. Done. And you're not going to let me do it. You're going to call me out every single time. You see it on Twitter, you tell me to delete it. If you see it in the YouTube video, you tell me to do better. That's what we're going to do moving forward, and I need your help doing that. Hold me accountable. Which leads me to number 4 here. I'm done interacting with negative people. And that obviously means your Redditors and your Twitter people and stuff like that. If you have something negative to say about me, cool. Tell somebody else. I'm not interested in hearing it anymore. Because I end up in this cycle where somebody says, Boogie, I think you meant this. And then I go in and I explain what I actually meant, what I actually was saying. And then they tell me I'm a liar and tell me it's always made things worse. It's always made things worse. When I try to explain myself, when I try to talk about the things that are true and that are not, when I try to show the receipts and show the evidence of why somebody is wrong, it never helps. It never works. It's never benefited me in any way. Not a single private conversation, not a single DM, not a single tweet, not a single video, not a single post. It has always made things worse. Every YouTuber told me that. Every YouTuber told me you can't reason with unreasonable people. Every PR person told me that. Doesn't matter. I tried, man. I had to believe. There's this group of people that are stuck in this fantasy that they've created. This delusional concept that I'm like some sort of person that I'm definitely not. I'm definitely not that person. These YouTube videos that characterize me as this type of person or that type of person, I'm not that person. The people in my life know I'm not that person. The YouTubers that know me know I'm not that person. But it doesn't matter because they live in that fantasy world. And some of these people are obsessed with it. Some of these people talk about it every day, post about it every day, share it every day. They feel like it's their job to expose me for that imaginary person. And in my mind, I desperately wanted to free them from that. This imaginary, delusionary, make-believe hell that they've created for themselves. And I realized, just like every YouTuber told me, you cannot reason with unreasonable people. They are, by definition, delusional, and there's nothing I can do to change that delusion for them. I can pity them, I can feel bad for them, and I do, I always will, but I can't fix it for them, and I can't change it. I wish I could set these types of people down and say, these are the things I actually did, and if you're mad about them, great. Here's the things that I obviously never did. Here's the receipts, and have them understand it, read it, grasp it, and move on. But they never will. They want that to be true. They want these make-believe accusations. They want these imaginary concepts that they've created in their echo chambers to be real. And used to it was just me. But now I see it not just for a handful of fat YouTubers like me and Wings of Redemption. I see it for big-name YouTubers all over Reddit. Cinemassacre gets it. Scott the Waz gets it. Adam the Woo. Some friends of mine, people I know. Every YouTuber has this now. Every YouTuber has this echo chamber where they bounce around fake ideas, misrepresent things, and invent brand new stuff. I can't save my own audience. I can't save them. Even if I could save them from doing it to me, they're just going to move on to one of those people. So what is there for me to do? Let it go, man. Just let it go, right? Like, I have to let that empathic side of me focus on showing empathy and sympathy and love for people I can help, for people I can change, the people in my real life, my fans, people who actually give a shit, people who actually listen to what I have to say. Those are the people I have to focus on. I have to let these people that dislike me dislike me. I mean, it's okay. It's okay for people to not like me. It's okay for people to hate me, even if they hate me for imaginary reasons. That's difficult as a son of a narcissist. That's difficult as the son of someone who is abusive. Because if someone was mad at me, if somebody was upset with me, if somebody was angry with me, it could mean life or death. And so, in my mind, when somebody's mad at me on the internet, it could mean life or death. I'm afraid they're going to show up at my front door. I'm afraid they're going to do something crazy. I'm afraid they're going to take out a hit. I'm afraid they're going to spread false rumors all over Reddit, which, I mean, all this stuff has happened, but I guess that's the life I've chosen. So fuck them. I guess that's what it really comes down to. I have to turn off that empathy. I have to turn off that sympathy, and I have to tell them to go fuck themselves. And again, this is something I want you to help me do. If you see me talking to these people on Reddit, you see me talking to these people on Twitter, you see me talking about these people in YouTube videos, tell me to shut the fuck up. Hold me accountable. Tell me, Boogie, you promised me as your fan you would not do this. Remind me of the promise I'm making you today. Let those people rot. Focus on us. Focus on me. We matter. We're the ones watching your videos. We're the ones supporting you. We're the ones that matter. Fuck the people who don't. You can help me do that. I think I can get better. I think I can get better about it. It's hard. It's hard to turn that side of me off. I've tried for 47 years. I've tried. But let's see if we can do it. 98th time is a charm. Which leads me to a New Year's resolution, number 5, that I've done many, many, many times. But it's really worked in the last couple of years, so we're doing it again. And that's focusing on the positive, focusing on the gratitude, focusing on kindness and love and wholesomeness. And there was a period of time here on YouTube where everything I put out was wholesome and positive and kind and loving and great. And even though I felt very negatively about myself, and even though I was depressed and I felt very negatively about life, I was practicing something I learned in Al-Anon, which is Alcoholics Anonymous for family members. Fake it till you make it. And again, I want to point out this is not about deception or manipulation or anything like that. It's about focusing on positive things, focusing on positive feelings, expressing those positive feelings, thinking those positive ways, and eventually you get there. Eventually you get there. Eventually you actually feel that gratitude. Eventually you actually feel that happiness. Fake it till you make it. It's not a great plan, but it's a plan that has worked for me in the past. And in the last few years, I've had a lot of things to be happy about, to show gratitude for. And I have focused on those things, and it has made me a lot better. But on Twitter and on social media, I have not been that person. I have treated social media and Twitter like therapy. So I do really want to move forward, putting out happier and more positive, more fun content with jokes and goofy stuff. Even if we talk about serious topics from time to time, I still want the videos to be fun and more entertaining and more woe is me, more pity is me, less of that stuff, I should say, and focus on just enjoying content and making content that's enjoyable. And that includes Twitter, that includes everywhere else. I really probably should have been doing it here first. I probably in 2017, when I went through divorce, when I went through my gastric bypass surgery, I probably should have never put that stuff here. I think that could have led to a lot of people saying that I was toxically positive if I was faking it, right? But maybe I would have been happier for it, and certainly my fans would have been happier for it. The people watching my content certainly would have been happier for it. So that's definitely what I'm going to do moving forward. And again, I feel like that's going to trigger a lot of people to say, well, see, Boogie's always been fake. He's fake now. That's not what I'm trying to do. I'm not trying to deceive you. I'm not trying to fake anybody out. I'm not trying to do anything like that. I'm clip this out and show it if you see somebody saying that moving forward. I'm not trying to deceive you. This is not manipulation. This is deceiving me, manipulating me. I want to be a more positive person. I want to put more positive energy into the universe. And I'm hoping that I'll get that positive energy back. And I'm going to genuinely try to express it, genuinely try to feel it, genuinely try to do better and do better by you, make you feel happier, make you feel more entertained, make you feel like you enjoy stuff. And again, doesn't mean we won't talk about negative things from time to time, but for the majority, I don't want to talk about negative shit anymore. Again, it's kind of looping back, but I want to focus on the positivity and put that into my content and put that into my tweets and put that into my life. And hopefully get it in return. But even if I don't, maybe I can make your life a little bit more fun and entertaining and less depressing when you hear about my depressing shit. So that's a big focus. Number 6 here. This is going to be a tough one to talk about. I'm trying to think of the right way to put it. I probably should not use this take, but I'm going to. It doesn't matter. Back in 2019, I took a break after saying something very stupid on live stream during the middle of a nervous breakdown. And I never really came back from that. I used to upload 3 to 5 days a week, and then I started uploading 1 day a week, maybe 2. I was live streaming 5 nights a week, and I started live streaming maybe once a week, maybe 2. Sometimes once a month, sometimes not at all in a month. When it came to dieting and exercise, I barely did it. When it came to travel, I barely did it. And obviously 2020 was hard for travel and exercise and positivity and things along that lines. But in 2021, I barely did it then too. I did a bit of exercise. I did a bit of travel. I did a bit of enjoying life. I uploaded maybe twice a week. I live streamed maybe once a week. The point is, I considered myself retired. I've never said that in a YouTube video. I've said it on live stream, but I've never said it in a YouTube video. In 2020, I retired. And I was just doing this for fun. I wasn't doing it for money. I wasn't doing it to try to build clout or rebuild my audience or anything. I was done. I didn't like the negativity. I didn't like the pain. I didn't like the misery that was connected with the job. I didn't want to do it anymore. And then the events at the end of 2020 happened when the crazy person came to my house. And I just did not feel the need to come back. In the last few months, I've been feeling that need. I started live streaming about once a week again. I started making YouTube videos at least once or twice a week again. And I think in 2022, I want to really, really pound it. I want to get back to at least 3 videos a week. I don't know what they're going to be about. Maybe they will be rambling videos. Maybe they'll be sketches. Maybe they'll be commentary. Even if I don't post a video in a day, I want to be working on a video, scripting, writing, researching, getting back to the actual job. And on the days that I don't upload and I'm not working on that, I do want to live stream for at least a couple of hours. And I think it's important. I guess what I'm trying to say is there's a part of me that wants to try to rebuild. I want to rebuild the audience that I lost prior to retiring back at the end of 2019. And part of me that wants to build a new audience as well. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I know I'll never be back on top where I once was, getting 1 million views per Francis video. That's fine. Who cares? Who cares? If I can entertain people, if I can educate people, if I can bring in a couple of dollars, then why wouldn't I be doing it? Then why shouldn't I be doing it? Instead, what I've been doing is nothing. What I've been doing is next to nothing. I hang out with my friends a couple of days a week. I walk my dogs. I get a little bit of exercise. I play some bad video games over and over again. The same video games I always play. This just not. It was a useful way to live for a little while. Useful during COVID. Useful for my mental health. Useful for me to recover. But I think I'm done with it. I think I'm ready to go back to work. Which leads me to the cliche portion of this, where we talk about diet and exercise and that kind of thing. I've said it every year. I'll say it every year. I'm going to give it that old college try, and I think I'm going to be successful. And the reason I think that is because at the beginning of 2020, before everything went really to shit, I managed to do a really good job getting all the way down to 338 pounds, 336 pounds in that neighborhood, which again is still monstrously large, but less monstrously large than I have been in the past. And I'm only 50 pounds away from that right now. I feel like getting to that place would be a pretty reasonable goal for 2022. Getting under 300 would be a much better goal. Have I said this before? Yes. Have I failed to do it? Yes. But this is how broken people work. If you don't know this, clip this out too. I think this is good information. We say we're going to do something. Then we try to do the thing. And then either we succeed to do the thing or we fail to do the thing. And then we decide to either try that thing again or try something else in the hopes that that works. And we repeat this process until something sticks. That's how broken people work. That's how people are successful. You try and try again, and you keep failing over and over again until you get it right. And the people that do make it are the people that don't give up. So I'm not giving up. This might be the chance. I think it's going to be the chance. I want it to be the chance. I'm going to put the effort into it. Let's see how far we can go. I've already been laying the groundwork in the last couple of months, believe it or not. This Thanksgiving, this Christmas, didn't put on weight, lost a few pounds. That's pretty exciting. That's pretty exciting. So if I can do that over the holidays, I'm thinking post-holidays, it's going to be a lot easier. This time, I think it's going to be a little bit different because I have more help. I have more positive motivation. I have more reasons to do it as well as just for myself. So fingers crossed, fingers crossed. But yeah, that's the cliche one everyone wants to hear about. 330 is the goal. 300's the major goal. But 336, that's the goal. Let's get there. And then finally, I want to figure out a way to start giving back more this year. And it's not that I don't give. I don't talk about the fact that I give, but I give to local people, friends and family, people I know locally who are in need. I don't ever feel the need to film about it or make videos about it or even tweet about it. Sometimes I slide into a fan's DMs and I give them a couple of bucks when they're down on their luck, or I'll give them a positive message or be kind to them. And I do think I need to be doing more for that. Instead of doing it things for strangers locally, why not do it for people who have interacted with me in the past? I don't know, are contests on YouTube still allowed? Or can you give away gaming consoles? Can you give away iPad cards, phone cards? I don't know. What do people give away on YouTube these days? I need your feedback to figure that out. But at the very least, I want to be more positive and be more giving in terms of maybe interacting with you in videos and showing your tweets and showing your messages and showing your kindness. And I would like to do more interacting positively on Twitter and saying thank you more in the comments section at the very least. But yeah, maybe we will be giving away consoles and iPad cards and other things along that lines. I mean, I'm not in the financial position that I used to be where I could give away like 5 gaming consoles every Christmas or whatever, but I still feel like I probably could be giving away a good amount of something. So let's see if we can do more of that on live stream, more of that in videos, more of that on Twitter, more of that elsewhere. Just show some positivity. And it's not about taking credit for it or anything like that. I don't want this to be taken the wrong way. It's about just making sure that I'm giving back to people who have given to me. That still doesn't sound great, but that's the way I'm thinking. I want to give back to some of the people who've given their time to me by watching my videos, watching my live streams, and supporting me. You deserve it as much as anybody else, certainly as much as a stranger, so why not find a way to give it to you? So there it is. There's my New Year's resolutions for 2022. This is the stuff that's on my mind. This is the stuff I'm feeling. This is the stuff I'm thinking. This is the stuff that I want to do. We'll maybe take a look back at the end of 2022 and see how all of this worked out. And of course, there's still some unknowns to be dealt with, the legal trouble and things along that lines. I don't really know how any of this is going to play out. They often say that making plans is a foolish thing to do in the eyes of God. I don't know. I'm going to make the plans anyway. I'm going to hope for the best. I'm going to plan for the best, expect the best. And if the worst happens, we'll deal with it then. But I've been doing it the other way the rest of my life. The entirety of my life, I focused on the negative. I planned for the negative. And then when it happened, I felt vindicated. Like, yay, everything was shitty, just like I knew it would be. I want to try it the other way around. I want to try it the other way around. I want to say it's going to be okay. And when it turns out to be okay, I'm going to be happy about that. Being happy sounds way better than vindicated, in my opinion. But that's just one man's opinion. I could be wrong. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this sit-down video. Don't know how many more of them there'll be like that this year. I want to focus on more positive and upbeat content. Hold me to the things that I talked about in this video. I'd really appreciate it if you did. Be positive about it if you can, because if you're overly negative, I'm absolutely going to block and not engage. So be kind, be loving, be sweet, be the people that I hope we can all be, including myself. Guys, as always, thanks for watching. I love you very much, and I will speak with you again soon.